It's the Andy and Dave Daily right here on the Muskegon Channel. I'm Andy O'Reilly. There's Dave Cackley. Guess what? I don't
I have
want
no
to.
idea.
I don't want to go around setting a standard that's too high for the rest of the male species or anything like that. But I'm what you call an overachiever. I'm what you would call trophy husband. I'm what you would call arm candy for some. Just this morning, moments ago, before we hit the record button on the show here, personally, without being told or provocated. Is that a word?
Provocate. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Good.
All right, good. I filled the toilet paper dispenser in the bathroom.
Now, okay, did you just put it on top of the roll, or did you put it on the roll?
I not only did I put one on the roll, you know, the arsenal that hangs off the side of the tank,
Yes.
filled that too.
Wow. That, you know what? That's going above and beyond.
I
You didn't
thought
just
so.
go above.
Yeah,
You could have stopped at the above.
I thought so.
You didn't have to. You're like, no, I'm Andy O. I'm going the extra mile. So I'll go beyond.
But I did.
Kudos, sir.
Well, you try and top that later today.
Yeah, I'm not going to. But
Fair enough.
but good for you.
I think so too. I'm proud of me.
I'm big on applauding others' extra effort, even if I'm not one to always engage in that, you know. I don't think I've thought about this, and I think this is a character flaw of mine. Because like with people's birthdays and stuff, I make sure I try to acknowledge birthdays, even on Facebook, but like on Facebook, a lot of times because now they've made it easier for you to be a lazy virtual friend. You can just hit that one button, and even the one that just says HBD on it.
Yep.
You can't get more lazy than just the autofill HBD with some stupid emoji that they put in. But I do that, but I don't know that I go out of my way to help as often as I should.
You should do more.
I think everybody should do more, but I think I should. I do some I do a couple of charity events during the year, and I like to pretend that's good enough. But I think I probably could do a little bit more volunteering. I think I probably should.
Good thinking. And I think you should do some soul searching too.
No, I know my soul is fine. I don't need the soul searching is not something I need.
No, you need to do more, especially after yesterday. Yesterday, you were crapping all over people who were sick and carrying on about that. And then I get a text. My brother-in-law is sick today with a stomach flu. I hope you cuss him out. You know what? When he gets back to work, here's what I want you to do. You work in a countertop shop, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. So when your brother-in-law gets in after his stomach virus, I want you to find a piece of scrap wood, and I want you to walk up behind him, and I want you to break it over the back of his legs.
No.
And say, you SOB, how dare you be sick?
First of all, he's 65 and he's about 6'5".
Well,
210 pounds. He can still take me.
Well,
now this is the same guy. Now again, I was lauding him not too long ago for coming in and working with not with the flu, with pneumonia. He came in bundled up, working with pneumonia, and gutted it out. I was joking with you when I sent that text. Made it right, but. Yeah, if you got the stomach flu, because I texted, I said, dude, just don't come in. I got it. Don't worry about it. You got a stomach, because that's what real sick is.
So wait a minute.
Last week, when I was crapping on yesterday.
So wait a minute.
And you were completely wrong, because I said it's okay, use up your sick days. I recommend using them up when you're not sick. And you just call in with whatever fake ailment you have. But you had this completely bogus bullshit idea that the reason the younger people call in sick is because they care more about getting others sick, which isn't the case. You and I both know it.
Well,
you just don't feel like
you didn't exactly read through what I said.
Because you're kind of a puss.
You didn't read through what I said. You didn't pay attention.
I completely paid attention.
I said that the value of their jobs to them doesn't equal out to I'm going in to get the rest of the company sick.
And that's where you're wrong, because they don't care if they get anybody. The idea that that's the reason, I could go in and I could make a little, but you know what? It's more important that I don't infect. Bullshit.
Okay.
If you didn't have paid time off, if you didn't have that paid sick day, you would show up sick if you needed the money, 100%. And nobody, and I mean nobody, would have the right to say anything to you.
Okay.
Just like nobody would have the right to say anything to me.
Well, whatever.
Nobody does.
Here's what you're going to do. You're going to go in, you're going to tell your brother-in-law he's a big sissy, and you're going to hit him with a piece of wood right over the back of his
head. No, but there are exceptions. And when I was a kid, that's when you were sick. Otherwise, your ass was going to school.
I think too.
If you're throw up sick, if you're projectile vomiting,
I think too.
You're staying home.
I think
if
too.
You just are this. I just can't. I'm not 100% today.
Can I finish? I think too. After you hit him across the backs of the legs, you should grab him by the shirt and you should go, look, this is the Cackley family dynasty. Don't you dare not show up again. Do that.
It's his business.
Well, again,
it's his business. I'm just helping him out.
You know what? It's you've got your name over the door. That's what I'm saying.
And he's tougher than most of the rest of society. So you just, again, the guy.
There comes a time. Hey,
again, a 65-year-old man with pneumonia, and then he was laid low by a stomach virus. Okay,
let me remind you that even in the coward of the county, there came a time when Tommy stopped and locked the door. This is your time.
No, it's not my time. But again, the moral to the story yesterday and today is suck it up and go to work if you can. If you're actually sick, if you're really sick, I mean, really sick, you can't do it, or you got some sick time. You're like, I want to use my. I'm not crapping over anybody for that. But let's not pretend that this is some altruistic thing that young people do because they're more fully evolved. Blah 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 blah. No, they just don't feel, because they haven't had any real. I don't want to say they haven't had any real obstacles, but a lot of the obstacles for young people have been eliminated, so they can't recognize real, actual obstacles. That's part of the reason I think people get up in their own head. A lot of the times, I think a lot of that is self-inflicted. That doesn't mean it's not real. It doesn't mean it's not a real thing. It 100% is. But I think there's a reason this is happening more often to young people. That's my 2 cents.
Okay. Well, wonderful thoughts. And I'm looking for the representation of the oldest fart I can find anywhere in the studio, because you, sir, are falling down the old fart.
I am a proud old fart. I'm proud.
You are really becoming a curmudgeon.
One thing I have recognized over the years, the older I've gotten, the more often old people ended up being right.
Oh, they perfect. Did. Good.
Sorry, it's true. Your parents were right about most shit.
Right?
They were right. All the things, shut up, old man, boomer. You don't know what you're talking about. I know, I'm young. No. And I didn't know then. I was wrong then. You're wrong now.
What a great argument to keep Congress and the Senate at 80 years old, because old people are smart.
No, I'm not. Oh, there's a limit. Hey, dude.
Wait a minute. No. You just said old people are smart.
Oh, old people are smart, but you get to a point of diminishing returns.
Keep talking. So do some news. Whatever. Jesus.
Hey, speaking of the old farts in Congress, they have again apparently avoided a government shutdown, at least for the moment. House and Senate leaders reached a bipartisan deal ahead of tomorrow's deadline. The House is expected to vote today on a temporary funding bill, with the Senate following soon thereafter. Just keep kicking the can down the road. Who cares? And if it shuts down, I don't care either. So anyway,
I didn't have a trip to Yellowstone planned, so I don't need to worry about pain at the gate.
There you go.
There you go.
Sad news out of Hollywood. Comedian Richard Lewis has passed away. Lewis had a stand-up career spanning over 5 decades, was generally respected as among the best in the business. Lewis also gained acclaim playing a fictionalized version of himself on HBO's Curb Your Enthusiasm. Richard Lewis, 76, great comic, good dude. I had actually a friend of mine who's a comedian in Los Angeles who was friendly with Lewis, Lewis famously had, addictions and all that stuff in his past. And my buddy was dealing with the same thing. And Richard Lewis would text him in the middle of the night. Like just, he gave Richard Lewis a lot of credit for him still being alive.
Nice.
With everything he was going through. It's nice because it's like my buddy's not a huge big name out there. Right. He's been a working comedian for a couple of decades and done some shows and stuff. But the fact that this guy, would take time to do that is
anybody
great.
In recovery Amazing. Should. And I applaud Richard Lewis for that because, underneath all of it, if you're in the recovery community, your job doesn't really matter, right? So if you know others that struggle and things like that, you put the time in and you care.
Absolutely.
And that's how it works. I will say this of Richard Lewis. I was a fan, but in limited doses. I liked him a lot on Curb. I thought he was perfect in there. But to sit through like an hour or of that, a little tough. And that's just
you're not into the neurotic Jewishness.
The neurotic part. It just it's a lot, and that's okay. Yeah,
fair enough. Yeah, and again, that's a reasonable critique.
Kind of like this.
That's reasonable.
Bobcat Goldthwait, funny.
Yes,
I can take the act in limited amounts. Bobcat himself, awesome dude.
He's good stand-up. Like his stand-up.
Great stand-up.
He had a stand-up special. This was late 80s. I remember I had the cassette tape. It was called Meet Bob.
Yeah. And
it was really funny. It was not just like retrospectively, I think it still holds up. It was really, really good.
I got to look here a second. I might have, let me see if I still do. Bob is one of those guys that has come around enough that you kind of know him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that I know him. I kind of know him. And I think I'm going to share a picture. Let me pop it up here once. Look at Bobcat giving me the finger. I sent this. He was in town doing this thing, and I sent the guy driving around. I said, "Hey, tell Bobcat I said hi." And he sent this picture back over. So Bob was thinking of me. Actually, had a DVD of Shakes the Clown.
Okay.
The
Still
movie
underrated comedy.
Oh my God. And Bobcat autographed it. He said, because I had the DVD, he was coming in, and I couldn't find it. So I hurried up and ordered it on eBay. Bobcat autographs my copy of Shakes the Clown. Thanks for buying 2 copies of this crap. Your friend, Bobcat.
He was kind of, because most people, I think, most people our age were introduced to him like Police Academy 2 or what. It might have even been the first one. And then, but yeah, he was fun. Yeah. It started out with that character, and then you heard his real voice, and like he was kind of normal, and then he would occasionally go into that voice. But and now he's a pretty respected director. So he's kind of run the game. But again, Richard
underappreciated in the movie Scrooged. He was really good in Scrooged.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. But Richard Lewis, great dude.
So long, Richard.
And he will be missed. All right. Finally, lawmakers in Lansing are looking to ban whippets. The legislation is aimed at banning the sale of a whipped cream canister used to inhale undiluted nitrous oxide. The so-called crackers are currently sold at gas stations, smoke shops, and convenience stores. I never, ever did one of those. I mean, that was a thing that goes back, I think, to the 70s. Dude, when kids used to do that. And
I'm here to tell you what.
That was
nothing like getting Lansing up on the wheel to take care of this problem. I remember coming home in about 1990, and my sister had commandeered the house for a party one night. Mm-hmm. Those whippet canisters were everywhere in the living room. They were all over the floor. I was like, what in the hell? I'd never even seen it. I'd never heard of it. Yeah. I didn't know anything of it. And I'm like, what the hell is this? She's like, oh, we're doing whippets. And I'm like, oh, okay.
You're like, I'm 14. I'm going back to my room with some Jack Daniels.
Well, no, I was 20, and okay. You're right. I went back to my room with Jack Daniels. But anyway.
Okay, there you go. 6 years off.
Right. Yeah.
I remember people doing nitrous, like when I was at Western Michigan, they would have nitrous parties. You'd have a keg, and then somebody would have a huge. I don't know where you'd get the canister of nitrous
go to the
from.
gas supply store.
Okay.
Well, you could nitrous. This is because the whippets are
whippets are just the can, the little
right,
canister.
But I don't think it's nitrous oxide. I think it's
I thought that's what they're saying.
Well, maybe it is. I don't know.
I don't see.
You know what the problem is?
You can tell that you and I are not big time into the drug scene because we don't know how whippets are really done or what it is. Anyway,
they're all doing whippets, and I'm like, hey, where's the Ravenna ditchweed?
Yeah. Sports. Michigan takes on Rutgers. College hoops tonight. Sparty's off until Saturday with their showdown in West Lafayette at Purdue. That's sports.
$400 in jeopardy today for fictional Africa.
Fictional Africa.
Yes, sir.
Not the real continent.
This is the fictional.
Fictitious
Africa. Also known as the Golden City, Bernazana is the capital of this futuristic African nation.
Oh, God.
You can get this one.
I should get this one. Because I saw the movie.
Yes, you did.
Because it was in Black Panther. But I can't remember the name of the fake city.
400
Hang on,
to the hole.
Give me a second.
Well.
Hang on.
Okay. No Googling.
No, I'm not Googling. My head's just down. My hands are, look. I don't. What? It starts with a W, I think. I want to say Wembanyama, but that's the power forward for the San Antonio Spurs. I know it starts with a W. I'm pretty. Wakanda.
I'm going to have to consult the judges because you got a little too much time on this one.
Wakanda. No, I got it. I got it. It's Wakanda. Boom, boom, boom.
We'll see.
Boom.
I'm going to call Ken Jennings tonight, and we'll get we'll get a ruling, and I'll let you know tomorrow.
Wakanda.
Have yourself a great Thursday, and we'll look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow.
Happy Thursday, Muskegon. A warming trend will commence today and will be in the 60s by Sunday. So let's take a look at your forecast brought to you by Trinity Health. Like I said, we will warm back up and we'll be in the 30s staying today, but then we'll be back into the 40s and 50s over the weekend and 60 by Sunday. Over the next few days, we are expecting at least mostly sunny skies as well until rain showers move in on Monday. So like I said, temperatures today will be in the mid-30s, so warmer than it was on Wednesday, but still fairly cold compared to what we have been seeing recently. But we'll warm back up into the 40s and 50s over the weekend. So for your Thursday, expect a high of 36 with mostly sunny skies. All the clouds that were around on Wednesday will be out of the region as lake effect ends, thankfully. And then overnight will stay clear, but warm for being clear with a low of 33. And warmer air will gradually spill in over the next few days. We'll be in the 40s on Friday, 50s on Saturday, and in the 60s again on Sunday with partly cloudy skies moving in by then. We'll have rain showers moving on Monday, which will cool us back down into the upper 40s, but staying well above average for this time of year by the middle of next week. And that's your Thursday forecast brought to you by Trinity Health on the Muskegon Channel. And I'm Cole Woods Weather, and have a great day.